to Wednesday, July 24, 2024. I finally have some quiet time to open the camera and chat with you. We had a lovely meeting earlier with our project manager just to finalize everything that still needs to be done here. And he just advised, the order of the things will be made here. And because he recommended that we will start all the finishing jobs just after the blinds installed, it will take a little bit. It will take a while because the blinds will take a while until they are ready to be installed. And also we have to take the door a little bit towards the bedroom inside the niche, and all in all there are still a little things to be done here, but it will take time until we complete this project. And it is what it is, but we really trust our project manager and we go with everything that he recommends. On Sunday we had to cancel the guy that was supposed to come here for the finishing and cleaning of the floor because we had to go to the funeral a little bit earlier. Eyal said there is supposed to be a lot of traffic and we had to drive quite to the north of Israel, and we had to leave earlier, and also to pick up my aunts that they also wanted to drive with us, so we had to cancel the guy, and hopefully he will be here tomorrow afternoon. So yeah, now everybody left. I'm home alone. The boys are in the Scouts summer camp, so I have a little bit of time, and I wanted quiet time, and I wanted to share a few of my makings with you today, and maybe also to vlog a little bit. Let's see how everything works here. Anyways, the boys supposed to be here also later today, so I have the day for myself more or less. This summer the summer camp will be, they had to split the summer camp mainly for security issues, because of, I don't know to say, the war days here in Israel. The Scouts, they are not allowed to spend more than a night or two in one location. So they left earlier. They left yesterday very early in the morning. They will come back home, spend the night today at home, and tomorrow we'll go to a different location. Anyways, they are very thankful for the summer camp that it is not being cancelled, because at the beginning we thought it will be cancelled this year. So we are very thankful they can enjoy summer camp also this summer. But yeah, we have quite an interesting week here. We had a funeral on Sunday. I was happy to see my father. He's more or less okay. And thank you so much, by the way, for all the comments regarding this issue. And then on Monday, we had a wedding. Such an exciting, lovely, beautiful wedding. Yeah, we came back very, very late after dancing for hours, eating good food, dancing, getting excited with a lovely couple, with a beautiful bride. And yeah, the daughter, Eyal's nephew, I think this is the way to say it. Eyal's nephew, a beautiful girl, a beautiful bride, was married on Monday evening. And then when we came back home, after hours of jumping and dancing in the wedding party, it was so late. We went to sleep. We had I think 2 or 3 hours sleeping, and then we had to wake up and to help the boys, get ready for the camp, make some sandwiches. And when they left, we tried to sleep a little bit longer. Eyal had to go to the office. I could, spend more time in the bed, but I couldn't really sleep. It's not my hours. My body is not used to these hours, to sleep in these hours. But so yeah, I had quite a slow day yesterday, couldn't really function as usual, but I took advantage and I spent some quiet and easy day yesterday alone here at home. So I spent quite some time with my making journal, updated it with a few of the projects that I still wanted to put some details here. And so I thought today, because I'm still home alone for the, until late afternoon, I thought I will try to vlog, but I mainly wanted to spend some time here with you and share some projects which I didn't do for quite a long time. So I have a final object to share with you, and now that all the details are here finalized on my making journal, I have all the details that I can share with you. I have a work in progress to share. I have something beautiful that I received from one of you, my lovely followers here on YouTube. So I also want to share it. And let's see how long this chat will go, because you know me, I get carried away when I start to talk about my makings. And if I have enough time, I will share my progress on my coziest memory blanket. Anyways, I plan to spend more time than the usual with my makings today, because I have some quiet time and I want to make some progress with my makings. So I might take you along with me. But first, let's start with sharing everything that I want to share here with you. So let's start with the finished object. You probably saw the new bag that I was crocheting to myself on Instagram. I shared it on Instagram also during the making. But last Saturday I finished making this lovely raffia bag. So let me tell you everything about it. So it was quite a long ago. You could see it on the video that I shared here on YouTube of my studio tour, my old rooftop studio tour. Before they broke it, I shared a full studio tour, and one of the things that I shared with you is a few of like a kit that I ordered from Petite Knit to make a few of her bags. One of them was the Florence bag, and I knew I would like to try and make myself a Florence bag, but I want to make the crochet version for myself. And I wanted to use a raffia that I had here in my studio. But because I didn't like the way the raffia looked alone, I thought I will incorporate it with another yarn. So let me tell you what I did. So first, this is the final object. So let's admire it for a second. Yeah, I hope the camera can pick it up. And I also changed my t-shirt. It was black and I said, okay, if I want to show my Florence bag, I have to change the background of my t-shirt so people can see it. You can see it better. So yeah, I ordered everything that needs to be, all the accessories, the lining, the zipper, and the leather strap for the Florence bag. I had a raffia in my studio, but I also, on our last visit to Copenhagen, it was, I think, September, October 23, I visited Knitting for Olive and I purchased 3 balls of their silk in color black. And I think it was a long ago, and I thought the wedding on Monday was supposed to take place last December. And I thought I would love to make myself the Florence bag for this wedding. And then because of the war, because of October 7th, the wedding was postponed, and I didn't start to work on it until Friday or Saturday 2 weeks ago. And then when I started to work, I started to work with the raffia. I thought it's too dull, and then I said, okay, let's try the silk and raffia option. So let me first show you what raffia I used. So this is, I think the name of the raffia is Adria Fil. I have it in my stash for quite a while. I have, as a matter of fact, let me show you the ball of the raffia. This is the way it comes. And I had 5 skeins like this in my stash that one of the Mendes girls brought to me from Italy. But as I told you, I started to work and it wasn't beautiful enough. Like the texture of the black raffia, it's the same raffia that I made my my Millie bag and my Como bag. It's the same type of raffia, but this is the Millie bag, by the way. It's a pattern available on both my Etsy and Ravelry shops. But when I came to work with the black, it looked too dull to me, and I thought about it just as I received it. So I thought to try and work holding this raffia with the silk by Knitting for Olive, which is, I will show you in a second. So I worked holding these 2 strands together. So this is the silk by Knitting for Olive. Let me see what is the name. C-O-A-L, Coal. This is yeah, can you see? This is the name of the color. And I worked using holding these 2 strands together. I think this has, it doesn't say how many meters it has, but it has 25 grams. And I used 2 full skeins, and I had more than half a skein left on the 3rd one. So about 2.5 skeins. And for the silk, I used less than 1 skein. I can wait, but less than 1 skein. This is what I have left from the bag. I started to, so actually I told you it's a crochet bag, but I started with knitting. So I started just as I saw the Florence bag starts. At first I didn't purchase the Florence bag pattern. I just purchased all the accessories because I thought I will go with a crochet bag. But then I thought I will, because I want it in the exact same size, because I wanted it to fit the lining. I said, okay, I purchased the pattern of the Florence bag from Petite Knit, and then I cast on the same number of stitches. I cast on a 3.5 millimeter needle, Chiagu circular, 16-inch long, and I started to yeah, I cast on, I think, the same number of stitches. Not sure 100%, but yeah, I think. And then I started to knit for a few rounds. I didn't follow the pattern for how many rounds I wanted to knit, but I think I will not share all these details because it's completely built on the way I started it. It's completely as the petite knit shared on her. It's in the pattern, as it is shared on the pattern. So I started with knitting for a few rounds, as you can see here. And then I bind off the little circle that I knitted. And then with a 3.5 millimeter hook, I picked up the same number of stitches. I have to be very careful not to say how many stitches, but because it's exactly the way that it is in the pattern, in the original pattern. It's a paid pattern, you have to buy it. So I picked up the same number of stitches with a crochet hook and started to crochet simply a single crochet stitches into the back loop only of each stitch around. And I worked with a single crochet stitches to back loop only around and around and around for a few rounds. And from this point on, I worked with my own, you know, self-drafted, as I go drafted pattern. And I just continue making the single crochet stitches into the back loop of each stitch, which created this lovely texture. I really like the texture and the lining, like lines, little lines that are created when you work to the back loop. And I worked all the way with a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook, and I held these two strands together, the raffia and the silk. And I can tell you it wasn't easy. I don't want to say it was a nightmare, but it wasn't easy. So if I had to do it again today, I'm not sure if I will choose again to work with these two yarns held together, because it was very hard to keep them in the same tension. So every stitch that I made, it took me a while to realize that the silk in many of the stitches stays back, and it wasn't very easy to carry them both away along the stitches. So I had to go back to rip up, to rip back, and to remake quite a lot of stitches. Even after I was aware of this problem, I still had to many times rip back and to carry the silk again. And even before I was sewing the lining, I took a very delicate, a very small crochet hook and had to go to these places when, maybe you can still see it, but these places where the silk were still staying, you know, out of the stitches, and to pull it back towards the inside of the bag. Anyways, this is something that I really wanted to share with you in case you want to try and work with raffia and the silk together, the silk yarn together. So you have to be aware of this difficulty. But after I finished crocheting the main part of the body of the bag, I started to decrease. And I started to decrease, trying to match the shape of the lining that I had from Petite Knit. So let me show you. I ordered all the accessories, the lining and the strap, the leather strap, and the zipper from Petite Knit. And so I took out the lining, and I think I shared it with you quite a lot. I will also add some footage to the end of this vlog, or I will insert it somewhere on today's vlog. But I started to work according to the lining that I had. So according to the shape, to recreate the shape of the lining, because I wanted the lining to sit perfectly inside my wedding bag. And yeah, so this is how I created the shape. I wrote everything that I did, because I think I want to make another one like that. I will share more about it later. But after I was happy, I ripped quite a lot back to find the right shape, and it wasn't very easy to, you know, the decrease rounds. The raffia acts differently than, you know, just regular yarn, and it's more sculptured. So I had to, you know, do it and then redo it, back and redo it until I was happy with the shape and until I reached the exact shape as the lining had. Let me take out everything that is here. Still things from the wedding, so, you know, some personal things, and I usually keep hand cream in every bag, every project bag, every bag. I have them everywhere. So until I was happy with the way it was sitting there. And then before I came to the point where I wanted to attach the zipper, I sprayed some water on it. I think it's shared on one of the last reels I shared on Instagram. I sprayed some water on it because I wanted to give it kind of like sort of a blocking before I sew the zipper and then the lining. And then after it was completely dry, last weekend, I sewed the zipper, and I used the video tutorials from Petite Knit I am not sure if I know how to say correctly the name of the maker that makes all the Petite Knit video tutorials, but they are excellent. I find myself go a lot to her tutorials. She makes perfect tutorials on so many things that can support your making, not only if you make the Petite Knit patterns. Anyways, I followed her video tutorial on how to sew the zipper, and this is the original zipper from the Petite Knit website. And then I sewed the lining. Yeah, I sewed the lining, and I also I was following her tutorials here on YouTube. So everything that I talk about can be found on the Petite Knit, the Florence bag from Petite Knit. If you go to her website, her beautiful website, you will find the little tag for the video. If you click on this, you will get all the videos, relevant videos for the Florence bag, and I follow them. And then I think on the video of the lining, she says, on the last part of the video, she says you might want to soak your bag in water and then squeeze the water and put some towels in, shape it and block it. And this is exactly what I did, and it is also shared on my YouTube, on my Instagram reels. I soak it in water completely before sewing the straps. I soak it completely in water with a zipper, with a lining, and then I stuffed it with 2 small towels. I stuffed it, it was completely wet, and then I shaped it, but I took the time mindfully to shape it, to give it the shape that I wanted, because I really love the shape of the Florence bag. And then I placed it to dry. I placed it in a sunny place, but you can, put it outside until it was completely dry. And on, I think it was Saturday morning, maybe Sunday morning, I sewed the straps, and believe me, it was a labor of love. Yeah, let's keep it that way. But I don't know why I decided that also the straps needs to be attached holding these two strands together. So crocheting them together was quite a hard job, but sewing the straps, attaching it to the back, you know, going through the crochet and then also through the lining, all of these layers, go through everything and go inside the hole exactly where the hole is placed, holding these two strands together. I don't know why, but I decided this is the way it needs to be done, and this is how I do it. I did it, so you can see the way I attached it. And I followed all the pictures from the Florence bag. So this is the way it looks from the outside, and this is the way it looks from the inside. But guys, when it was done, I was happy to the sky. First of all, Eyal was completely in love. He said, wow, it is so beautiful. Wow, I can't believe you made it. I can't believe you didn't buy it. You know, he sits next to me quite a lot when I'm busy with my makings. And Maya, when she came here on Friday, and the boys, everybody said, it's really, it cannot, it's unbelievable you made it, and it's not a paid product, a purchased product. But yeah, I was completely in love. And when I, you know, thought about what I will wear for the wedding, I knew for quite a while what I will wear. I thought it will be so lovely together with my clothes. And I had a satin maxi skirt from Arquette that I purchased in Berlin, I think maybe two years ago, maybe something like that. And I also wear my one of the raglan t-shirts that I made for myself using cotton and cashmere. So it went very beautiful together. I will try to insert a picture of everything that I wear here in the wedding. But yeah, I'm very happy with the result. It was super perfect for the wedding, but I can tell you for sure, because I know myself, this bag is going to be used a lot here. I really like it, and the size of it is just perfect, you know, for, I don't know, but I can see myself using this bag for quite a lot. It will be in a massive use, that's what I'm trying to say, not just for the wedding. And I'm very happy that I purchased all the accessories, but because it just looks perfect. The lining sits perfectly, the zipper sits perfectly, and the straps, and I think most of all, I'm happy with the length of the strap. It was perfect for my height. I didn't have to, you know, make a decision, how will I cut it, and if I will need to recreate new holes. Nothing. I just used it as is, and the length of the strap is just perfect. So yeah, I think this is it. This is everything that I wanted to share with you regarding my Crochet Florence bag. I don't know even how to call it. I called it a Crochet Florence bag, but it's a complete petite knit pattern. I created my own pattern, you know, for the majority, for the most part of the bag, but it's completely inspired by the Florence bag by Petite Knit, so all the credit is for her. And now it is here on my making journal. And yeah, for my future plan, Petite Knit used in her original pattern, she used Isager, kind of Japanese cotton, I think they call it. I'm not sure what is the name of of the yarn she uses there. She used for her Florence bag, but I really want to look for this yarn because I can see it's sold out everywhere that I can, you know, order from. But I really want to try and create maybe in another color, or maybe even in one more in black, just because I want to have the experience using the original yarn that used in the pattern, because my experience with crocheting this raffia wasn't a good one. Sorry, I have to, you know, tell you the truth about the experience of this making. But yeah, I think this is everything I wanted to share with you for my Crochet Florence bag. Completely in love, completely happy that I have this thing in my life, and I know for sure I will be using it for quite it will be in a massive use here. Yeah, I'm starting to repeat myself, and no wonder I speak for half an hour already. Next is a work in progress that I wanted to share with you, and this is something that I cast on I think it was Saturday afternoon, and this is a pair of shorties that I started to knit on Saturday using the yarn that I shared with you on previous episode, the yarn that I received as a gift from the lovely Sandra from Hooks and Yarns. So this is a Regia cotton. I never knitted a pair of socks with this yarn. This is a summer sock yarn by Schechemeyer. And yeah, it's mostly cotton with a little bit of polyester and a little bit of nylon. So it's 75% cotton, 18% polyamide nylon, and 10% polyester. And it's a very, very soft yarn. So this morning I finished knitting the toe. I knitted it mostly, so I cast on Saturday afternoon, and I followed a cuff pattern from the book from Summerly Knits, and then I just after finishing the cuff, 2x1 rib, I added 1 stitch like Summerly Knits recommends in her book, and then I just follow my own vanilla socks pattern. I have a full tutorial here shared on my YouTube channel. It's in Hebrew, but you can use subtitles. And yeah, and then I mainly knitted it on the way to the funeral. We had quite a long drive there and back. Fortunately, the way back was absolutely beautiful. We went back on a road, on a highway next to the beach on a sunset hour. I was very sad because, you know, the funeral and my grandmother, and I had all the memories going into my head with her when I was a child, and I had my father in mind, but this drive kept me, I don't know, on the positive side of the thinking. And the sunset was super beautiful. I took footage for you. It was shared on my last vlog. If you didn't have the chance to see it, go there and take a look. It was a beautiful sunset drive by the beach. So on the way there and on the way back, I was knitting my pair of socks. This was the knitting that I took with me. I told you I had to have some vanilla knitting to take with me, and I knew that I needed it. I didn't know I will have a funeral to go to, but yeah. And this morning I finished making the toe, knitting the toe. So the toe section I knit on a long circular. But during the coffee this morning with our sweet project manager, which he really interested in my knitting and in my new craft room, and in my, he's such a special soul. He's a jewelry maker himself. I cast on the second sock, and if you follow me here for a while, you already know I usually like to split the yarn and to work on both socks parallelly. In this case, I just started to work straight from the ball. I didn't split it, but now after, I just have to, you know, close this, graft the stitches using the Kitchener stitch, but I could cut the yarn because, you know, I just left yarn enough for the Kitchener stitch, and then I started to knit the second sock. So again, I cast on and I work mainly on a short circular needle. These are by Chiagu. These are my go-to needles for socks knitting. I have them linked down below in the description box on my Amazon storefront if you're interested. I cast on 63 stitches. Again, now I knit the knit 2 purl 1 ribbing, and then after I will finish the ribbing, I think I knit 10 or 11 rounds for the ribbing, and then I will continue following my own vanilla socks pattern. So yeah, this is a work in progress. I'm very happy with the yarn. It feels gorgeous, and I didn't even talk about the pattern it creates. So look at these printed stripes. And yeah, I weighed my yarn earlier, and one sock weighs more or less 25 grams. So I had 75 grams left, and I really hope that I can make 2 shorties out of one ball. So I will make 1 pair for myself and 1 pair for Maya, our daughter, so she also has a pair of summer socks. So this is a work in progress that I wanted to share. And last, I just want to show you, because it's a kind of too long chat, I just want to show you something that arrived a few minutes before we left to the wedding. When Eyal came home back from the office, he checked our mailbox and he said, there is something for you. And I had a lovely, lovely envelope from one of you, my followers on YouTube. And she wrote such a lovely card to me saying that I don't know her, but she knows me because of my YouTube channel and my vlogs, and she shared a few things from her life. And if I'm not mistaken, your name is Hiska, and I'm sorry if I didn't, you know, if I butchered your Dutch name. A lovely follower from Holland, from the Netherlands, and she sent me this gorgeous, gorgeous gift. But look, and I just want to tell you something. When we were getting organized to get out for the wedding, I was looking for a small purse to put something small that I usually like to take with me when I go out. And I said, where will I put it? I do have something small. Where did I put it? And then Eyal came up home to get, you know, he got back from work before the wedding, and he said, look what arrived in the mail. And I saw this, and I didn't know what's inside, but I said, this is exactly what I was looking for. I need it to be in my wedding bag. And look what was inside this lovely bag. Again, I'm so afraid I'm not saying the name correctly, but if it's his, I think it's Hiska, but she sent me these lovely stitch markers. Let's hold them together. Let's hold them in the way that the camera can pick them up nicely. Let's give them this moment. So I hope you can see them, but they are all Netherlands themed, and they are so beautiful. I think this one is a Delft, kind of like bead, ceramic bead, and one with a tulip. And sorry, but I am not sure how you say this in English. But this is the third stitch markers. I'm very excited. And look at the pouch, the inside of this small stitch markers pouch is a white dot, red and white dot, and this lovely, like a Delft print, a Delft floral print. Thank you so much, Iska, and sorry again if I'm not saying your name correctly. I really love this little gift. I really love it, and I really appreciate it, and it will go straight into my project bag, one of my project bags. And yeah, it was very helpful for me in the also in the wedding bag. And I don't know, but sometimes when something meant to be, you know, I received it really at the same minutes that I was looking at all my things to find a small purse that I wanted to put inside my bag that I took for the wedding. So thanks again. Yeah, so I think we will finish up here. I will take you now to the kitchen because, first of all, thank you so much for the comments regarding the stuffed pepper. They came out delicious. Tomer said that he really likes the fact that I now will add it to the food preparations that I make for the kids. He almost finished the entire pot on the same day. Luckily, he still had one more to eat the day after, but he was very happy. Uri didn't touch the peppers because he is afraid of a few of the vegetables, but he was very happy to eat the meatballs inside. But for today, so yesterday I spent quite a lazy, easy day here. You know, after the wedding and after all the dancing, I was dancing and jumping in the wedding for hours. So yesterday I had a back pain and a knee pain. I think I was dancing in a very like unresponsible way. My boys and Maya and Eyal, they jumped and all around. So we were all very happy together. I think I told you I will share more in the future, but not today. But Eyal's brother, he is sick, and this wedding was quite a special event in the family. We wanted it to be as happy as possible. We danced like crazy, the entire family. And there was the family that came from the States and from Australia, and these guys are crazy, and we spent a lot of hours on the dancing floor. So yesterday I had quite a lazy and easy day here, but I also wanted to prepare sourdough for our meeting with our project manager this morning. But unfortunately, I went to bed and I forgot the sourdough ball on the counter. And when I woke up in the morning, it was this height. It was completely overproofed, but I didn't want to throw it away, so I will make a bread for him for the next time he comes, hopefully soon. But for now, I want to try and, you know, create some bread or maybe buns out of this Overp-roofed dough. So I will take you along with me during this kind of baking journey. So yeah, the sourdough is in the oven. I think you could see how tough it was to work this kind of like broken overproof dough, but I managed to make some, you know, small buns out of it. Somehow I managed to shape them, place them in the freezer, throw them in a preheated oven, preheated pot. Usually on this stage Eyal is with me. Today I had to do it by myself, and now when it is in the oven, I also had a kefir batch made. I took you along with me, but while it's in the oven, I was sitting here editing, starting to edit today's vlog, and I, you know, went through the entire section when I share my Florence bag with you, and I just wanted to add one more detail, which is very important for me to say, that I am really happy with the fact that this project is a mixture of knitting and crochet, and I really find myself more and more craving projects that are a mixture of these two things that I really love. I love knitting, I love crochet, and I really love mixing them together in one project. So the fact that I started it with knitting and then completed the bag with crochet, I really like this idea, and I think I personally find the meeting between the two techniques very, very exciting and aesthetically pleasing. So this is the only thing that I wanted to add to everything that I shared about my crochet Florence bag. Yeah, I also wanted to remind you that before I wrap up this vlog, by the way, I now will leave you with footage that I took from me making the Florence bag on our last weekend here. So I will share it with you now. But before I wrap up this vlog, I just want to remind you that the Veracollar, my new crochet pattern, is available for 20% off on both my Etsy and Ravelry stores. And by the way, thank you so much for all of you who already purchased this pattern, and to all of you who commented how you like it and you plan to make it. So it is still available for 20% off until tomorrow. Tomorrow is my birthday. Yes, we had quite an interesting week. Like, we had a funeral, we had a wedding, and we will also have a birthday this week. So this pattern, the Veracollar crochet pattern, will be available for 20% until the end of the day tomorrow, until the end of my birthday. I hope you will enjoy it. And yeah, I think I will, in a few minutes, I will take off the lid out of the buns and we will see how they turn out. I hope they turn, it looks like they are going to be okay, but I will turn off the lid and then I will share all how it came out with you. But yeah, this is it. I think this is it for today, guys. Tomorrow is my birthday, so I'm not going to vlog. We do have some plans for the first part of the day, because in the afternoon, the guy who will supposed to work here, the guy that will make the finishing and the cleaning of the floor here. But we have some plans for the first part of the day. Eyal took the day off. And I'm very excited about it. Yeah, so I'm not sure when will be the next time I meet you. I hope soon. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you soon again. Until then, happy making, everyone. Bye.